Hello, hello, everybody. Good to see you guys. Hang tight. Let's get some daylight in here. I didn't realize quite how dark it was. We're good. All right. Hello, everybody. It's great to see you guys. Welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody, to this Monday night session of SoulPet. It is so nice to see you here. This is the channel dedicated to helping people who are recovering through the grief of pet loss. And you'll find a very welcoming... wait. Can you guys see me okay? Can you see and hear me? Let me know that you can see and hear me because my camera is looking red. Okay, I got some love hearts, so I guess we're good. That's really weird. I know why. Hang tight. It's because my computer is not plugged in. Hang on, bear with me. I have to have a conference with my technical staff. Me, myself, and I. Hang on. Oh my gosh, who's ever watching this for the first time, just fast forward a few. My regular channel members know me by now. And let's see if this works. That does not work either. All right, so we are just going to keep our fingers crossed. The camera does not look like it's working. My text for amazing, thank you. It's got a red light, so something is not functional. Hang on. Let's see if I can figure out what that is. Something is not functional. Well, everything appears to be plugged in. So, all right, if I lose you guys partway through, I'll try and catch back up with you. Not sure what that is all about. Okay, let's continue. For whatever. So, Pat, I happen to see that your comments are disappearing. Don't know why that is. Anybody happen to know if we're like in Mercury retrograde or something? Not quite sure. My camera's doing a funky thing. I don't know. Something doesn't look right. No, it really doesn't look right. Julie, hey, it's good to see you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to go back and edit this video. Welcome to SoulPet, the channel dedicated to helping people who are recovering or going through the grief of pet loss. And for those of you who are new to the channel, you will find here a very welcoming community, a community that will give you a virtual hug and that will support you no matter what stage of recovery you are in after your animal companion has crossed. And tonight's topic is going to be, I would call it a little bit deep. It's not one of the ones that we normally talk about, although we have talked about some of it before. And that is what our animals know as they approach end of life. Their absolute knowing before that event occurs and the messages that they try to share with us. And it's based on Rupert Sheldrake, and I'll talk a little bit more about him and his 7 observations. I think it was 7, it might have been 6, but I have them all here. I came up with the 7th. He had 6, I have a 7th, and even I have one that's even more than that, and the more I thought about it. So we're going to talk about our animal companions and how they try to communicate with us in advance of their crossing and what those kinds of connections mean. And my channel members, who we'll say hello to in just a second, shared some stories. So I'm going to share their stories. I'm going to share the stories from my 3 seniors who had crossed, Lucy, Jack, and Winston. I also have a foster dog named Jake, whose story I would like to share as examples of the ways that our animals try to reach out to us before they cross. But first, let's say hello to everybody. That top fan badge, no clue. I'm guessing that it's something brand new because I've never seen it before tonight. I saw a little purple crown, like Pat got a crown. Somebody else got a crown too. You can see and hear me now. Oh, guys. Is it maybe a light to show it's on? No, it normally glows green and it's glowing red tonight. Okay, so I will just going to say hello to all of our channel members first. If you are watching, whether it is an hour from now or 10 years from now, just scroll forward a few minutes, unless you'd like to say hello to everybody as well. And then I'll answer any questions that have come up in the chat already, and then we'll move on to our topic for this evening. So let's say hello to our channel members. And Charlie, you have got the little crown too. So I'm not sure what that means. I'll have to look up what the top fan is. Because that's brand new. Never seen it before this evening. So hello to Pat. It is great to see you. And I don't know where your comments have gone. I'm sorry. Sherry, at my age, I have to say goodbye too many times. I think that as all of us progress, if we continue to be guardians for our beautiful animal companions, that we are the ones who outlive them. And I believe that part of what they are trying to teach us is how to be better custodians for them in the future, and also how to be better partners for them when their time does come to cross, and also how to let go of the fear of our own crossing or the fear of being left alone. They are trying to help us through all these things, because when it rises us up, and when that happens, we make things better for everybody. We make things better for everybody when we can learn to rise up. Didn't know what you were doing with Piper, sitting with her, but they know your heart. They sure do. Hi, Robbie. They sure do. And let's say hello to everybody before I come back to these questions. Dana, it is great to see you. And who else we have? We already said hello to Pat. Then we have Kali. It happened last week. Oh, you got the purple crown last week? And look, it comes with a little ranking. I am really, I'll check that out for you guys. What is with this top fans icon? Who else do I have here? Sharon, Jody, Sherry. Let's see, say hello to all of our members first. Now, Z, it's great to see you. And I think I don't see either of the Kathys here yet, but let me, Donna, also great to see you. Hello, hello. All right, let's go back and say hello to everybody else, because I love to recognize everybody who's on this channel. You guys are an amazing community, and you really do offer support to each other and everyone new who watches these videos. You, all the virtual support and all of the virtual hugs that you give. I said hello to Jody already. Said hello to Charlie. Lisa, it's good to see you. Very good to see you. And Ella, also to see you. Julie, already kind of gave you a shout out. And did I miss anybody? Thank you for letting me know you can see me. And I really don't know what that is. It has me a little teensy bit nervous, but I guess we'll find out. All right, let's go back and look at some questions then, because I think I said hello to everybody. Oh, Jen, good to see you also. Fantastic. Does anyone see an orb? Oh, you guys, it's because I opened the blinds, and let me just close this a little bit, and all the cars are driving by. So I know I would love to entertain the idea that orbs behind me are all the souls of our beautiful animal companions, because Sharon has a knack with the orbs. They do show up for her, but in this case, I think it's cars driving by, getting a glint of the sun. Okay, let's go back for some questions real quick. I thought I saw a question. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh no, hang on. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, live video. What you get? I swear I saw a question here, other than the top fans icon. Sharon, I don't know. Can't explain it. It hurts, but to know that love of my animals will be a loss in itself. Yeah, right. Not to even know to live and loved, or to love and to live and never having loved. I love them no matter what. I love every single animal. Tell your chick Steph, you're amazing. We saw that too. Okay, here, question. Thank you. Sherry, that's a great idea. Just put the big word question there, and then I'll know. If each crossed animal wants to meet in different places, how do you see them all? Is it instant? If they want to meet in different places. Oh yeah, Sherry, if we're talking about on the other side, and you want to reconnect with all of your animal companions that you've shared in this lifetime or others, how do you do they have to wait in line and you have to go to the place where they happen to be, because whatever their heaven is, that's where they'd like to meet you? It's so much different than that. We've talked about reincarnation many times. We've talked about crossing to the other side many times. So I'll just leave this here before we continue with the topic. And that is, there are no rules. You are now, there's the greater part of your soul that resides in this beautiful field of existence around us, this beautiful field of love that flows to, through, and around us, where our animal companions are right now as well. When this part of us rejoins the part of our greater soul, we rediscover that we're magic, that we can do anything. There are no rules, and we have the ability to go anywhere, do anywhere, split into 100 different places if that's what we want to be, and then bring it all back in so that we know and remember it. So yes, let go of all the. It's one of the things that I try to share that I have managed to do. We have been taught by people who do not know. They think they know. They want us to believe in a certain thing, and and God love them, they believe in what they're sharing. But until we cross back to the other side, don't even take my word for it. I can only share with you what I feel, what the animals have shown me, what I feel in the deepest depth of my heart, is that these little yeah, these rules these rules, I'm such a rule breaker, living on the edge. These rules that we've been taught aren't real, that we're capable of anything and everything. And it's nothing linear. We don't go back, we don't go forward, we don't stay in time. It's everywhere all at once. I know that's a long, confusing answer to your question. Both of my dogs got all interested in my phone when you came out. That's funny. That's not the first time that happened. Animals seem to know for whatever reason. Animals just seem to know. Is it giving points for each comment? Seriously? You think it's giving points for each? Oh, you were the second one to log in? Who knows? I'll look it up for you guys. I'll look it up because I don't want it to ever have to be a contest. AI coming to life. Z, you're funny. All right. Oh, per YouTube, Donna, thank you, my research assistant for the evening. Signifies that a viewer is among the most active and engaged fans of a particular channel or artist. All right. So it's like a most engaged. I like that better than like the term super fan or even top fan. I love actively engaged, because most of the time you guys are actively engaged with each other and not necessarily with me. You're supporting each other with different comments and questions. Maybe I will restart, but letting Lane know I'm here. Oh, wait. Did I miss you, Cheryl? There you go. I must have just missed you, Cheryl. So hi. Everybody say hi to Cheryl. Give her a big wave. Ms. None of your New York business. Give her a big old wave. Okay, we will continue now. So we're going to be talking about end-of-life experience for animals. And that is what Rupert Sheldrake called it. It was a video that Pat actually brought up to us. Gosh, it's been a while now, right, Pat? It has to have been at least several weeks or longer that we talked about that video. But I love Rupert Sheldrake, one of his favorite books. And I'm going to explain to you who he is and why I was really drawn to this. He is the author. Sorry, I tweaked my knee. You guys know this. I've been dealing with some knee issues and I have to pay attention to how I sit. He is a PhD. So a PhD in, like, I think I wrote it down. Hang on, because I wanted to find out what his actual credentials were. I personally don't see the need for anybody to be validated by credentials. I call that the Wizard of Oz syndrome, where the scarecrow didn't believe he was smart until he had a diploma. I believe that we all have amazing insights and amazing talents, and some of us are called to share different messages. So I personally don't look for this, but I like to validate for you that I seek information everywhere, not only from metaphysical and spiritual teachers, but also from scientists and from people on both sides of the equation, people who say absolute BS, others who say, no, I'm going to validate it and show you and prove to you through scientific inquiry that these things are true. And that's why I follow Rupert Sheldrake. I never heard of him before I was given the book, Dogs Who Know When Their Owners Are Coming Home. And I think I shared that book a couple weeks ago. So the title, if anybody's interested, Dogs Who Know When Their Owners Are Coming Home. The scientist's name and the author's name is Rupert Sheldrake. And he writes prolific papers. As I did a little bit of research on him, he has a PhD. He's originally from the UK. His PhD is from Harvard. In like biochemistry and cellular biology. I mean, we're talking heavy duty science is what the guy is behind, but he loves all of this metaphysical spirituality stuff. And he wants to not just love it and share it and help people come into their spiritual awakening. He wants to prove that this is a real part of our life, that our existence here is all connected and that we have access to so much more than we possibly believe. So in rough math, super rough math, he's been at this for 55 years. That's when he wrote his first paper 55 years ago. He does about 3 papers a year. So, and when I say papers, these are scientific journal papers where he creates a study or he does extensive research. He's got other scientists who partner with him. He's got a team of people who work with him to help him put this stuff together, but they actually go out and study these things. For example, gathered a variety of stories or anecdotal evidence for dogs who know when their owners are coming home, and then attempted to validate it, like give it substance besides just being a story. And that's what he also did for the topic tonight that I'm about to talk about. But I just want to give you a little bit more background on him and why I love him so much. And I see the comments scrolling by. Oh, you guys with the you guys with the top fan stuff. The crowns and the numbers, top fans and XP. What's the leaderboard? Oh, see, I don't like that stuff. I don't like it's not a competition. I love you all. I love every last one of you. Yeah. Why do they do that? It's like to draw us in or something. I don't know. It's a silly game. So Rupert Sheldrake, his research, he does all kinds of research for all types of topics, but mostly about the interconnectedness of all creatures. So human animals, non-human animals, plants. He did a study on, is the sun conscious? Everything that comes up in spirituality, he is trying to validate through the scientific method. And I just find it fascinating. Like the most recent video that I saw posted, Pat, I don't know if you saw this, I haven't had a chance to watch it, is the sun conscious? The sun that shines in the sky, is the sun conscious? And there was one more thing I wanted to say about him. He focuses on our conscious awareness. He focuses also on, oh boy, Pat, remind me if you remember. I can't remember the name of he calls it something morphic memory. Just that all of us also have a collective memory, which we've talked about before too. That's how we can, in terms of reincarnation. That's why so many people think they're Joan of Arc, because we've got this memory that is now a universal memory that we can all tap into once we figure out how to do it. And this is one of the ways. So animal consciousness. He also did some end-of-life papers on end-of-life experience, interconnectedness of nature and people and all animals. So those are the things that really turn me on. As an animal Reiki master and an animal chaplain, I love all things to do with our little animals with whom we share this planet, many of whom were here long before us people. So the one video that I happened to catch by Rupert Sheldrake was the end-of-life experience of animals. And he offered that there were 6 types of end-of-life experiences that have been documented in both human animals, because we are animals, human animals, and non-human animals, so all other animals. And I did not discover whether or not he was able to do any validation with wild animals. This mostly has to do with the animal companions who share our home, because that's where he can go out and measure and check and get the stories and gather all the information and put it all together for us. So I'm just going to tell you what they are real quick. I'm going to tell you what these 6 are, and then I'm going to tell you the 2. Really, I thought I added 1, but I'm thinking now that it's 2. The Last Goodbye. And I will put a link to his video if anybody would like to watch it, so that you can see where my inspiration came from. So that's in case anybody is interested. The Last Goodbye, where animals make a clear, conscious effort to say goodbye. Where I'm going to give you examples of all these, some that you guys have shared with me, some that I've experienced on my own. The Last Visit, when pets make a conscious effort to visit with or wait for until a person comes back before they cross. The Last Rally, where they have a sudden burst of energy before they're crossing, which really does trip some people up. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. Retreat into Solitude, where they go off to be alone in order to transition to the other side. Premonition of Death, where they like inspire, is that the word? Where they plant the seed in your mind that something's going on, or you receive a premonition. They either send a premonition or there's some type of telling that it's about to happen. Terminal lucidity. This was really interesting with Lucy, because her terminal lucidity lasted for a couple of months, but that's where they come back to after being gone, like whether they've been suffering from sundowners or dementia, or in Lucy's case, she was in a coma, and then they bounce back and they come back with actual lucid clarity. This happens with people as well. And then the one that I said is soul readiness. And Winston is the one who prompted me with soul readiness. And I'll share that story in just a moment, where he just knew that it was time. And so he crossed easily. And then the last one actually has to do, I think, with the, I have them tied together with terminal lucidity, maybe, but that is testing the waters. I didn't come up with a name for it because it just happened to cross my mind as I thought about Lucy. Testing the waters. When Lucy was in a coma, when Jake would go out into the backyard and dig a hole and lay down in that hole for a day or more at a time and not move, their soul, from what they have shown me, this is just my personal experience, their soul's testing the waters. And that is also a signal to us when that happens that they are preparing for their transition. So let me check some comments real quick, and then we are going to come back and look at these more closely and share all of your examples, because you guys shared some awesome examples with me. How do you get on the leaderboard? I'm going to race the leaderboard. Gary always knows when you're coming home. Always knew when you were coming home. Morphic, yeah, morphic collection, morphic recollection. I'll look at that again just to be sure. If Elaine recommends it, it's good. I recommend all kinds of things. So, but I trust that we've all got different tastes too. I have ordered books before on recommendation and gone, ooh, that was not what I thought it was going to be. Most recently, I did order a book that it just didn't resonate with me at all, but this particular one did. I loved it. Buddhism for pet lovers. That's another one. Even though it sounds religious with the name Buddhism in the title, it's kind of cool. Pudge had a last rally. Okay, we will talk about that. Premonition that I lost Gary and Potato about 2.5 years ahead of time. Oh, interesting. All right, we'll come back to that too. The top fan thing's ridiculous. Thank you, Pat. I'm right with you. I think we're all of the same mind. Woo! All right, now I'm a little warm. I got all these lights shining on me now. I'm used to my daylight. I think I want to bring my daylight back. Can I do that? I don't think so. I'm not in a place where I can like let the sun shine on me again. Let's talk about some examples of these. And then for anybody, I invited all of our channel members to go ahead and send me some examples if they wanted to of their experience with animals as they approach end of life and what they did to kind of say goodbye in advance. And then I have some of my own examples as well. So let's share those first. I know that for some, this can be a really emotional topic. So I want to address that first to know that since I have connected with so many animals and since my own animal companions have helped me since their transition, I feel they inspire me with these stories. And I say and I share these stories with that same sense of loving inspiration. And I promise I do not ever mean to hurt anybody's heart. But my tears occasionally, I will still cry over the loss of my own animal companion. Something will happen. Like I mentioned last week, I moved a sofa and there was a clump of Jack's hair, and there I was all over again. That it was 4 years ago, and there I was all over again, just a puddle because I had found a clump of his hair under the sofa. So it happens, and your stories touch my heart more than you can possibly know. But I love being able to share them in a way that offers hope and in a way that offers healing, messages of hope and healing. That's how I feel about it. So know that going in, these topics may be a little bit emotional, and I will try to share all of these stories. And if anybody does have more short stories they want to share, go ahead and put them in the comments. And man, we're just going to hope that my camera keeps on going for me. Maybe it's because it's low light. It might be because it's low light. And we've had some storms here, but all right, hang on. So let's talk about stories with the last goodbye. That is Pat's story. When Pat told me the story of Logan, and how Logan actually came to say goodbye. So Logan, a bulldog, Logan, if I'm not mistaken, it was Pat and his son sitting together watching TV, and Logan had been sleeping in another room and got up and consciously walked into the room where they were. And Pat, if I get the story a little bit wrong, I'm going from memory. You can feel free to add. When the when Logan came into the room and then made eye contact with each of you. So stopped by your son and stopped by Pat and just clearly looked at you like with intention and with purpose, and then went on out the room and later crossed. So that is an example of our animal companions saying goodbye when they come to us and literally look at us to say goodbye. And I know there was another story too that didn't get posted in the comment section. It was somebody else whose doggy clearly was saying goodbye. I'm sorry if it's, I don't know why I'm thinking about Donna, but it might be somebody else. Lisa says, I feel like Sterling tried to tell me by looking at me in a certain way. And we'll come back to the preparedness and the soul readiness. And I think that's what they're trying to do. And the story that I'm trying to think of is about, maybe I'm confusing it. Maybe it was from the actual Rupert Sheldrake video where a dog went around to each member of the family, and anyway, and said goodbye. Um, and looked for things, like looked at things, looked for things, looked at different things as if, okay, I know that I'm gonna be seeing all this for the last time, so I just want to take it all in. I want to see everything there is to see. I'm going to go smell all the grass one more time. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to take the physical sensations and the physical memories with me. And then I will transition to the other side. Because that is it's one of the reasons that we come here and come into a physical existence. It's so that we can experience things with all of our senses. And it's different than when you're ethereal. And so our animal companions do that. It sounds like a mix of Logan and Gary's stories. It's very possible that I've talked to so many beautiful animal companions before I started this channel, and then as this channel has gone on, I have had the chance to connect with so many wonderful, beautiful souls that I may be creating the most wonderful love story at the end of life for all of us. So for Kali, your Gary prompted you to make a steak, right? If that's what I wrote down some of the comments that you were prompted to make a steak without even understanding what that meant. So you probably had like an intuitive knowing, but on top of that, you were suddenly inspired to go ahead and cook a steak for Gary so that he could take that with him, right? To have that memory. I did the same thing for all, not for Winston because he crossed on his own, but for Jack and Lucy. Lucy got to have chocolate because she was not ever printed to have chocolate. It was too much for her. And Jack got the greasy hamburger bun that you can possibly imagine because that's what he loved. If he could snag a piece of bread that was slathered in mayonnaise or oil, that was his thing. But anyway, so that's where the I feel like they give you a memory moment before they go. And that too, a moment to remember them by, something that's going to be very clear, not only as an indicator. We haven't quite talked about why do they do this. That was kind of saving that for the end, but why do they do this? It is because they want us to be aware that the time is approaching so that we're not caught off guard. And if we wanted to do something to be a partner for them, to help them, to let them be calm and peaceful and let them know, then reassure them, let them know that everything is fine. You recognize that they're on their journey. A lot of you sent me messages that said, my animal companion either came to me in a dream or gave me a feeling that let me know that he was going to be fine. But then we want to let them know that too. We want to let them know when they see us becoming anxious, when they see us clinging to them, they sometimes don't leave because they see how much we need them. So it's up to us to also be able in that most selfless way to let them know that we honor their journey and they are just about to embark on the next step of a beautiful, amazing journey, that everything is safe and that you will be okay. Not only will they be okay, but you will be okay. So it's just this beautiful way of helping each other through this time of transition when they are leaving before we are. So Kali made Gary a steak. Pat, Logan came into the room, made eye contact, and I don't see other comments, so I'm going to suspect that I got that right. Benny, so this is for Sharon. Wait, I should go in order of these. I didn't write the stories in order of the things, but the last goodbye. Let me see if I have any other last goodbyes. Okay, so I'm just going to go with the stories and not worry about the order that they go in. Benny, I think you said, Sharon, that Benny visited the other side. And that's what I also described for Lucy and for Jake, that they're not fully aware, they're not fully conscious. Sometimes they're not conscious at all. Jake, the way his mama described it to me, Jake was my foster, and then when he went to his forever back to his, he was a medical foster. When he went back to his home, he was with me for 3 months. Boy, I did not want that doggy to leave. Oh, I was just in love with him so much, and so was my husband. He goes back to his home, and it wasn't much it was about maybe 6 months later, when his human contacted me to say that he was digging holes in the backyard, like a nest kind of a hole, and he would dig the hole, lay down in the hole, and then go away, like he wasn't present, he wasn't physically present within his body. He was breathing, and she could go out and check on him, but he was not, consciously aware of anything going on around him. And when those things happen, and Benny, if you wanted to share any more about that, Sharon, uh, they're testing the waters. They're testing the waters. It's like their soul has already gone to the other side. And if we knew anything about near death experiences, that's one of the other things that Rupert Sheldrake covers. If we knew anything at all about near death experiences for animals, we might have a little bit more information on this. But we don't know if something has happened, like if something physically has happened that has caused them to explore the other side, but then they come back. So as if a person who's been in a coma, or a person who dies and needs to be resuscitated, they bring back a memory with them. I think that our animal companions do the same thing. They bring back a memory, and they have gone on and tested the waters, and then they make a decision. I think just like human, if you've ever heard any human near-death experience stories, they come back with a beautiful story of where they've been and what it's been like, and that at the very end, before they returned their body, they were given a choice. Some people say that they were not given a choice. They were told now is not their time, and the next thing they knew, they were back in their body. Other people tell stories about how they were given a choice. They could stay, or they could stay in the heavenly realms, or they could return back to their physical body, with usually with a mission. Anita Morjani, if you want to read about like one of the penultimate near-death experience stories, Anita Morjani. Um, so we don't know, we don't have those anecdotes from our animal companions because they don't have a way of sharing that with us. It's something that I might consider exploring in the future as I continue my own studies in animal communication and connecting with animals on the other side. But I have not gotten any information about a near-death experience. My intuition tells me that it's a yes. My intuition tells me that when Lucy was in a coma for 3 days, when Lucy was in the coma, that she had gone to play on the other side to see what that was like. When she came back, she had that last rally, and I think that's also what Benny had, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to go back and I'm gonna check those notes again. No, no, uh, maybe. I don't know, you have to remind me, Sharon. Me either, Collie. Benny was one of a kind with me. Oh, always, always. It's the soul pets. The soul pets. That's why we call this channel our soul pets. It's the animals with whom we are most deeply connected. Those soul pets are the ones who will often go through this with us, who will show us these things. Okay, so that is the visit to the other side, which was not among, I guess you would call him Dr. Sheldrake. I don't think he goes by that. I think he goes by Rupert. That was not among his 6, but I believe that that's a thing, that they test the waters on the other side. They make a choice to come back. And when they come back, like Lucy, my beautiful black lab, she crossed in August of 2020. She initially was in her coma in March of 2020. And then she came out of that and bounded down the steps out of nowhere, out of completely unexpected, just popped up off the sofa. I had her all set up. She's on the sofa. She's got pillows. She's got blankets. I was taking pictures of her all weekend. We were putting little memory things together. And she was completely zoned out for 3 days. And then that Monday morning, she just popped her head up off the sofa and got down and ran down the steps as if she were a puppy. She got like a vigor back to her that she hadn't had in years. Because she had arthritic hips. she had all kinds of things going on. She ran down those stairs like a puppy out the door and was just happy as a clam, happy, running, jumping, playing. So she also got that last rally, only her rally lasted until August. And it wasn't until like the very end of July that she really went downhill again. And then there was no coming back from it. Let's go with Piper. So Piper, Sherry has a very strong connection with animals, just as I do. I've come to discover through conversations with Sherry. Sherry, I know you know this, that you have a strong connection to receiving communication from animals. And Piper let you know with a voice. You heard a voice that told you this was going to happen. So that would be the premonition of passing, the premonition of death is what Rupert Sheldrake called it. So that premonition of death. And sometimes we get those from our loved ones too. And it may come through in a dream. It may come through as a knowing. It may come through as a voice, but you receive some type of premonition and an understanding that it's just going to happen. And it helps you to prepare. It helps you to be prepared. Is the goal. The purpose is to be able to help us be prepared, even though sometimes we can never be fully prepared. I'm checking comments. Amazing, Elaine. I'm guessing you're talking about Lucy, right? Just popped her head up and like a puppy, just like a puppy. And then let's see. So we have Piper, who gave you a sense of knowing, and you heard a voice. And so you went and had veterinary care, if I'm not mistaken about that, Sherry. Yes, so that's, and Potato. This is also Collie's Potato, right? Gary and Potato. Potato let out a cry that was unexpected. And from that cry, it triggered you to go to the veterinarian. So Potato let out a physical sound that said, something is wrong, something is really wrong, and it's going to be my time. So we better go get this taken care of. Olga. I don't know if Olga's on. I haven't seen Olga, but Olga said I was happy to share her story, that her cat Sarah came to her in a dream and said, I'm going now. I'm going now, and I'm going to be fine. And for me, that is the premonition. So, but how they deliver that message is how it's easiest for us to understand. And they may try more than one method. And as we talk about all of these, none of them, just like the rallying and the visiting the other side, they aren't necessarily, they're not one or the other. It can be any combination of them. So the beautiful Sarah came to Olga in a dream and said, I'm going now, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine was the message. I'm going to check out comments. He had an appointment, but it was just a checkup. His cry made me know that it wasn't just a checkup. Okay. So there's a way of forewarning us, however that may be, whatever it takes to get our attention. That's what they're going to do. All right. What other stories do I want to share? I want to share, we've got Piper, we've got Potato. I did Olga. I think that I shared all of your stories. So if there's anybody else who wants to share a story, then I'm going to share. I have a couple more to share that that have been from my own experience. Never had a bond so strong. Made sure I was emotionally prepared for his crossing. I think that they really want us to be that. And part of what I teach in Animal Reiki, when we teach about sharing Reiki at end of life, it's to help your animal companion be prepared. But when I work with other people, it's also to help them be prepared. So it's like mutual. You are supporting each other through a transition that's going to be challenging. And that beautiful cat or dog or horse or bearded dragon, whatever they may be, they're ready to go. And they try to help us become emotionally prepared. And our goal with sharing Reiki, which is about holding space. I know that that's such an overused term, but it's about holding the space for them, like creating nothing is important except them, and letting them know that they've got your undivided attention, and you are there to help them, support them, keep them calm, reassure them, and be that beautiful caregiver and partner, and allow them, but then they're just as much helping us to be prepared also. About 2 or 3 days before Mew Mew passed, he started to play crazily with one of his toys the way he used to. And I got so happy thinking he was a miraculous comeback, but it was just a few minutes. That's part of the rally. And thank you for bringing that up, Cheryl, because that's kind of what throws us for a loop. And I don't want to forget to talk about Jake. I'll write the loop on here so I don't forget the story about Jake. They rally, and we think that we're then making a mistake. So they rally like Jack rallied. When my Jack had an assisted transition. His was December 2021. I was dog sitting, and many of you have heard this story before. I was dog sitting elsewhere. My husband called me and said, "Jack can't get up. Um, it's time. Like, I can tell just by looking at him that it's time, and he can't move. He's been laying in the same spot, unable to stand on his own back legs." When I got home, so I immediately dropped everything, made all the arrangements that I needed to make, and dashed home to Jack. And the minute that I walked through the door, Jack jumped into the air as if he'd never been sleeping, as if he'd never been resting, as if his legs didn't hurt him one bit. He jumped into the air and ran over to see me. And of course, my husband's like, "No, wait. I don't understand. I've been with him all weekend and he hasn't moved from that spot." And we contacted the veterinarian. I went definitely got some medical advice there. And we came to the conclusion, all of us together, that that Jack had rallied, and it's okay. And sometimes I think, this is my personal opinion, when we are assisting an animal in their transition, when it's not happening through Mother Nature, when we are assisting an animal in their transition, that if they're having a good day, there's nothing wrong with that. And maybe I want them to go out on a good day. I want them to go out on a day when the sun is shining on them, when they're eating a nice juicy hamburger bun, when they're happy and calm and everyone is at peace. As opposed to a day when they're so confused and out of sorts and anxious, that it makes it more challenging for them to take the next step in their journey. But that's my personal opinion for that, is that and that Jack is the one who solidified that for me. Jack is the one who solidified for me that it's okay to go out on a good day, and that I didn't need to wait until he was suffering again before we made that decision. So Jack was a rally. Lucy visited the other side and did the rally. Let me tell you about Soul Readiness. Soul Readiness is, oh, I forgot to do the visit. Wait. We forgot one because I didn't get any examples of this. If anybody knows of this, before I move on to the example from Winston, the last visit. The last visit is where an animal companion will stay here, physically remain in their body, despite illness, injury, approaching end of life, because they want to see someone in particular. They are waiting for a child to come home from college. They are waiting for a spouse to come home from a business trip. They're waiting for something in particular, and they do not cross until that person has come in. And then the crossing is very quick. They just want to make sure that they see that person one more time. And often that is for that they want our peace of mind. They know that we want to see them one more time. And also for their journey, for their experience, they want to be able to take that memory with them into the global consciousness, into the universal consciousness. Piper went on a good day. Okay. She made us laugh. Okay. Snoring. I got it. Isn't that wonderful? What a beautiful little memory to give you, that she made you laugh, that she went out on a good, that Piper went out on a good day and made you laugh. And she was snoring so loud. See my comment about Potato wanted to cross, supporting me through losing Gary. Oh, right. That's awesome. That's like the visit, only something completely different. Hang on. Okay, so we got Pudge waiting for your son to come home and see him one more time. That's the visit. But then another animal companion, staying. So if Potato decided, or literally, I'm going to say they decide, we're becoming so aware now that our animals are so much more self-aware than we've ever been taught, that an animal makes a decision that they are going to stay for you. So for Kali, Potato said, "I am going to be your strength. I will stay here and be your rock. And I will be your rock as we see Gary transition to the other side. And only when I know that you're good will I transition to the other side." So they have choices in this. There is so much choice. It is not random. It is so, if that's one thing I've learned, is that there is no random occurrence when it comes to our animals crossing to the other side. even when it comes to something that we would consider traumatic or a tragedy. It's not random. So that was the last visit. Um, your rock for 5 months. That's amazing. What a gift Potato gave. What a beautiful gift that Potato gave. Um, mm, 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 mm. All right, let's get back to my little story. So we did that. Um, Terminal lucidity. That was the other one. That was Jake and Lucy. When they come back from taking the visit to the other side, terminal lucidity is where they not only rally, but they come back with such clarity. If they have been suffering from sundowners, that's a common one. Our animal companions, particularly dogs who are aging, get sundowning. And that means, once the sun goes down, their dementia sets in, and they will sometimes stare at a corner. They will sometimes keep bumping their head into a wall. They will whine frequently. They'll whine for extensive periods of time. So that is the sundowner syndrome. And then to come back from that and be completely aware and know who they were. So Jake, for that story, Jake is the one who dug the little pit in the backyard and laid himself down. When his human companion would go out there just to check to make sure that he was okay and still with us, she would tap him on the shoulder and he would instantly come back and he would be very well aware. So there's that form of lucidity that hadn't been there before. So that's the terminal lucidity, a moment of clarity or deep connection, usually just before passing, Okay, so Winston. Winston is the example of soul readiness. And soul readiness is where an animal just knows that that it's okay for them to go. They know that we are going to be okay. They know that they are going to be okay. And the reason I use Winston as the example is because he crossed on his own. And again, many of you have heard this story before. I was so upset because I went to work for just 2 hours at the pet funeral home. I went to work for just 2 hours and came home, and Winston had crossed without me. And I thought we had a deal. I was the animal regulating. He's gonna sit on my lap. I knew all his health conditions. I knew every health condition he had. I was fully prepared to hold him as his little body failed him. But what he saw was the ease with which Lucy had crossed. Winston crossed within 5 days of Lucy. So Lucy was a assisted transition. Lucy, again, on a beautiful sunny day, uh, uh, she was not physically capable of doing much, but her clarity was still there. Within 5 days, Winston crossed. So it was it was a double whammy because of the leaving of 2 of my 3 beautiful animal companions within a week of each other. But the fact that I felt cheated, I felt left out, I felt hurt, I felt that Winston chose to go without me, I felt like he broke our deal. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. All these thoughts flashed through my mind in a second, in a heartbeat. Why did I have to go to work that day? Why couldn't I have stayed home? Why didn't my husband see that he was struggling? Why I had so many questions. So I think it was the depth of those questions and the depth of my grief that prompted Winston to come through to me in meditation to let me know that because I knew it was going to be fine. I knew you were going to be fine. I saw how easy it was and how peaceful it was for Lucy to cross. And I knew that I didn't have to stay here anymore in this tired old body. And I was ready to go. So my soul was ready, I was ready, and I left. And I've seen that more than once also when an animal realizes that everything is fine, everything's okay, and they cross. And I think our human family members may do that too. I haven't talked too much about the human component of this. I'll let you, if you wanted to explore that more, check out Rupert Sheldrake's thoughts on that. But that all animals go through this. Humans are the ones that can vocalize it and share their stories. But I think that has happened for people too when they realize that, okay, the family's going to be fine. Family's going to be fine. Everything is taken care of. Everything is in order. My body has done its job. I have done my job. My soul is ready to go home. And they go. And I think that it's that beautifully. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a better word other than beautiful. But so if anybody else has a word for me besides beautiful, but I just think it's just such a beautiful way for them to pass with that soul readiness. So that was Winston's story. His soul was absolutely ready. Did I have anybody else? I thought I wrote somebody else down with soul readiness, but I don't see it. Oh, Kitty Kitty. Kitty Kitty was Nana's cat. So now Nana is in heaven with two, Claudia is in heaven with two kitty cats, her Prince Charming. But before Prince Charming came into her life, she had Kitty Kitty. And Kitty Kitty just left one night, was laying on the back of the sofa, and Kitty Kitty was there with her 1 minute. And then when she turned around, Kitty Kitty kind of fell off the back of the couch and was gone. So Kitty Kitty was absolutely soul ready. In fact, I think something else happened besides being soul ready. Not only was Kitty Kitty ready to transition to the other side, and so it just happened completely pain-free. There was no sound, nothing whatsoever, completely pain-free. Kitty Kitty crosses to the other side. I think that Kitty Kitty was making room for Prince Charming, that Kitty Kitty knew that there was another cat out there who needed to come into Nana's life, and it was her Prince Charming. And so Kitty Kitty made room for Prince Charming to come into that life. So that could be another reason why they do that also. Oh, I do want to share. I want to share, first of all, I'll come back to Jake, because Jake is the one little dog who threw me for a loop when it came to his crossing, and I'm going to share with you why. Not because it's anything to be concerned about, because it's not. Because the moment that Jake transitioned, the thought that I had was gone. But I'm going to share with you the thought that came through to me from Jake as he was transitioning, and the message that he gave to me. But first, the last one that we didn't really get any examples of, but I know that some of you have experienced this, is retreating into solitude. Happens most frequently with cats, more often with cats than any other animal, and that is retreating in solitude. Their transition is very private, and they want it to be private. This is what I have discovered with cats, that it's a private thing for them. And if your kitty cat tiptoes off, it's to transition. That is a part of their journey that I would urge you to honor. That it was their choice, that was their preference, that they tiptoed off to be alone. I wanted to see if there's one other thing I wanted to say about that, going off alone. Oh, that it's natural. Like, that's a natural animal instinct. Some part of them that still has all their wild genetics that says, it's time for me to go off. And I think that we have seen that also with humans. We don't necessarily always have more often than not, we do not have the ability to make our choice like that. But in many of the indigenous tribes, I believe that the stories are that someone who is ready to go just kind of wanders off by themselves, and lets nature take its course. My daughter had wanted you okay, let me go back. It's hard going there, but other volunteers are scared of okay, so I'll let you guys chit chat amongst yourselves. All the smushed face big dogs. Okay, so we'll let you guys chit chat about that. So I want to share with you the story about Jake, and just take it at face value, and know that our animal companions are emotional, loving beings just like us. When I talk about our animal companions and their life with us and the things that they come here to teach us, and their beautiful souls, and how we've lived past lives and future lives, and everything is together and we're forever connected and they're always right by our side, they are absolutely 100%. But remember that they are also living in a body, in a physical experience. They have emotions, they have feelings, they have knowing, but they're not always all knowing. And that's what Jake taught me. Jake taught me that some animals may need us to reassure them at the very end. They may need us to reassure them at the very end. And that's why I think Jake sent me this thought, so that I would always, when an animal's ready to transition, be able to say to them that all is well. All is well. You are fine. We are fine. You are going on a journey right now where I can't join you. This is what I said to Jake, where I can't join you. And oh, how I wish I could, but I'll see you soon. I will see you soon. And what Jake did was we were with Jake for a while. Um, we were with Jake for over 2 hours because Jake's human was having a hard time with the goodbye. Completely understandable. And what a wonderful, compassionate veterinarian we worked with, who let us stay in the backyard of the veterinary clinic for 2 hours before Jake's human could give the go ahead to assist Jake in his transition. And Jake was cool and chilled out the whole time. He sat in my lap. Jake was a not an Australian Shepherd, Border Collie. Jake was a Border Collie. He sat in my lap. He kissed my face. He let me hold him. He was just so wonderful. He was a medical foster. So when he had an amputation, and for his rehabilitation, his human companion was elderly and couldn't take care of him during his rehabilitation. So that's why he stayed with me for 3 months to become fully rehabbed. Then he went home with her. So that's why she also invited me to be there as part of his transition. And he was so peaceful, and he was so calm and so patient. He was so patient as his human mama did her own prayers and did her own thing to help get her to the place where she could say yes, it was okay to help him transition. He was in kidney failure, and it would have been, well, I leave that to everybody's judgment. I will not ever make a judgment about whether or not something is right for an animal companion. But in the end, as he was sitting there, and he had gotten his first, like, the little sleepy juice. So the first little shot is sleepy juice. And he's just starting to doze off. And I got a sense from him as he looked around. He looked at each of us, like, with that goodbye, except it wasn't a goodbye. It was a wait, 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 back the bus up. You guys aren't coming too? Like, that was the distinct thought I got was, wait, you're not coming with me? I didn't know I was going alone. And that's when I know from the bottom of my heart that he shared that message with me to help me help others, other animals, dogs, cats, horses, doesn't matter, to let them know, to reassure them that it's okay. It's okay, that they are on a greater journey than they can possibly imagine. We are fine, they are fine, and we are not going to be separated. We are not separate. I often share the message right here with us that if you can feel your animal companion around you, and I tell you the things to reach for, I tell you the things to look for, feel them, know that they are right with you. Their energy has not left. I kind of reversed that for Jake. And I was like, we're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You're transitioning out of this tired little body that is so full of pain. You're going to let that body go, and you are going to be right here. It's going to be a split second. You won't even know that there's not even going to be any time that passes, and you're going to realize that you're still with us. And as soon as Jake crossed, I got the word kisses in my mind. And the reason that I got that word is because his sister is named Kisses, and his sister is still here. And I knew instantly that he was not at that moment with me and his human companion. He was back home with Kisses. So we can, sometimes they need us to reassure them too. So these messages that we receive from them, the things that they say, that they share with us when they're ready to say goodbye, they're mutual. They're meant for our benefit. It's meant for their benefit. And when we share the messages like this amongst each other, when we share all these beautiful stories, and we hear all these beautiful stories of our animals' journey, I love the idea of the journey, that they're just taking the next step in an amazing journey, and we can't wait to be with them in that phase of their journey. But for now, this is where we are. So that mutual support and mutual reassurance and mutual care and mutual love, that's what we're doing when we talk about these things. Why does Rupert Sheldrake study them the way that he does? Because I think, and I can't speak for the man, but this is the message that I received through all of his videos and through all of his books, is that he wants us to be awakened to all the possibilities, that this is not just made up stuff that we've pulled out of thin air, like, a crazy person pulls out of a hat that animals reincarnate. No, let all that go, because he wants to demonstrate for us, for those, and I no longer need proof, but for those who need validation and proof, and who are skeptics, I was once with you. He wants to be able to validate that these things are real, and that we can make things better, that we can be better caregivers, that we can be, whether your animal companion is with you now and this is something in your future, or whether you're reflecting back on an animal companion that you shared with and you're going, oh my gosh, that's right. I never thought that that is what my kitty cat was trying to share with me. It helps us heal. It helps. That's one more piece of the heart that's sewed back together when we receive a knowing like that, when we get a knowing like that. So that's why. And more than that, if you check out Rupert Sheldrake, it's because he wants to show how connected everything absolutely is. Even every tree that gets uprooted, how connected every single thing is. All right, let me check my notes here real quick. I'm going to check comments super fast. Maybe I will send the picture to Elaine to share on her post. Her name is Duchess. Okay, send me Duchess. Free of ego, respect what they can do. Careful to imagine. I'm careful, but I imagine they have the same worries about me that I do about them. Yeah, because we're partners. We're so close. They know us as much as we know them. And we're giving hugs to Lisa. So I must have missed a comment up there. Are you still doing mini readings? I know you're busy, so not trying to pester. Yeah, I know you're not trying to pester. I do. I do believe I have, as they say in the movie industry, I believe I have Gary's ready. Well, I was going to say, they say like it's in the can. I think Gary's is done and ready to be posted next. It's just that it's the editing feature and it's the whole, yeah, I'm not even going to get into it. But yes, I am still doing mini readings. I'm going to continue to do them for as long as I possibly can. For as long as the animals will talk to me, I will do those readings. Okay, so I missed some of the ideas. I missed some of the things here. Lisa, I want to go back. I experienced my dog going off alone at transition, still trying to get through it. Lisa, I'm just going with what's coming to me through this, that it was just instinctual. I think about why Winston crossed without letting me be there, because he knew that I would be okay, and he saw how easy it would be. For instinct, I think perhaps their conscious brain, their physical part of their soul that's in their body, was not aware that it was time to go, but something in their own intuition, their inner self, knew it was time, and so took themselves off to pass. So that's just the what's coming through me right now as I read your comment. And how to work through it. Well, Lisa, I'll tell you how to work through it. How to work through it is to sit down and quiet your mind and open your heart and let them share a message. You can ask the question and let him share a beautiful message of hope and healing with you, to help you understand why our animal companions cross the way they do. And then it's not ever personal. That's the other thing that we feel. We feel like it's a personal. I was hurt. That's the word I used more than any other word when Winston crossed, was that I was hurt that he had chosen to continue on that journey without me by his side. And so to set aside me taking it personally, and rather knowing that he was the most loving, beautiful, amazing dog ever. Yeah. Okay, so I know I've missed some comments here. There was something about Nanya's comment that I missed. Cheryl's comment, Nanya. Okay. All right, guys. Virtual hugs to everybody. We're going to call it a wrap. Let me just check my notes super quick to make sure I didn't miss anything. I got all the kinds of ways that our beautiful animal companions say goodbye to us, and that their transitions are just deeply spiritual. It's a deeply spiritual experience that is unique to every individual, as it will be one day unique to you. All right. Have a beautiful, wonderful, amazing week. Thank you so much for supporting each other. Thank you so much for holding each other during these live streams. And I will see you all again next week. Take care, everybody. And until then, may animals light your way. Bye, everybody.